There's one that tree grew up next to this big boulder, and it's kind of swallowing the boulder. It's it's swallowing the boulder on that one side. Hope you can see that. It's just wrapping itself around the boulder. Okay, here's the thing. Yeah, there's granite just underground. There's only about a meter of soil here, but the roots, I hope you can see this. There's the tree, and the roots are very shallow, and they just spread out over huge areas. And when two trees are side by side, the roots they're separate root systems, but they interlock. So they kind of help support each other with interlocking roots, but they're still all separate root systems. They don't join. Most of the rest of these I'm seeing are not particularly huge compared to some. I mean, this one, yeah, it's a big tree.
Root system right here.
Yeah, okay, here's this one, and you see some of the roots. You know. But this one here is probably not more than maybe 10 or 12 feet by redwood standards. Well, you come on this side, that might be closer to 15. Oh, look at this.
You know, the only way this tree is standing at that angle is because it's attached here.
Yeah.
Because the root system probably, if it was standing by itself, it would never be able to lean at that
so
angle.
This is two separate trees. One grew here, one grew there. Because you got to remember, when they first sprouted, they were very small. They're probably separated by, 15, 20 feet. But as they grew, they kind of became attached and grew together. Now this one, look at the way this one's leaning. But it's being held up because it's attached to that other one. Without this one, that one would have fallen. In fact, there was even a tree that was called Leaning Tree. So I wonder if this is the leaning.
Probably, because you don't see too many of the redwoods where the Sequoia is leaning.
Yeah. Here's another really decent sized one. You can get an idea of the height. That one looks to be about 12 feet, 10 or 12 feet wide at the base. I had said before that these things weren't especially too well. I'm seeing some that are kind of making me eat my words. I'm seeing some of these now that were, trust me, that's tall. That's really tall. These are unbelievable. Okay, first you got one here that fell, but then behind it, this is one of the tallest ones I've seen. Look at this, up and up. That's got to be close to 300 feet. My God, that's the tallest one I've seen. I mean, that is just a monster. It's the tallest. I mean, that is. Oh man, that is just freaking tall. That's huge. Wow. Okay, so this one's not quite so big. Here's your redwood. This one's about 3 feet.
Here, let me stand next to it.
Yeah. Okay, now here's. There's 6.5 feet. So that's your baby redwood there, and then this one behind is only like 4 feet, but here's right behind us. Sequoia redwood,
You said they're not the same.
Well, it's okay, they're technically called sequoias, and look at this monster back
big
there.
hump on the backside
Yeah.
of this tree.
Well, that's where another branch grew up. You can see it's been cut off. So there's another monster back there. So there's baby. There's big brother. There's big daddy in the back there. Okay, so I say redwoods. Apparently they're technically called sequoias, but I'm using redwood as just kind of like a, a general term. There's several more that I'd call medium-sized. These appear to be like 12 foot, maybe. 12 foot to 15 foot, maybe. I mean, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at least just right here. All collect, so. Yeah, I was thinking, this thing right here says this spot's unusually wet for sequoias. Now it's just looking, it seemed like they were closer to the meadows than what it was saying, but it seems like the ones that are closer to the meadow kind of have the more fanned out base, maybe. Okay, so something that they do out here, they do controlled burns to, yeah, I'm going to. They do controlled burns to clear away some of the soil to make the seeds sprout, clear away some of the junk stuff to make it suitable for the trees to grow more. And here they've just done a burn. Actually, they're still, well, I have to call this a burn in progress. They're still burning, you know. So, strange thing is, there's nobody even looking. So, obviously, they're not worried about it getting out of control. I mean, probably not even supposed to be up here, but see here, I mean, it's still on fire. So they'll do the controlled burns, clears away the junk, gets away the clutter, opens the area up. Apparently the burn encourages the seeds inside the pine cones to sprout, and it also kills off fungus. So not only do you get to see, I mean, there's another monster tree. That one's probably at least 20 feet wide. That's another big sucker. I mean, that's another absolute monster. But they've got this controlled burn going right next to it. Everything's been burned around it. That's cool. Oh, we may get a treat here. We're on this path and someone has told us that there is a bear in the tree up here. So let's see if we can get up here and get some video of the bear. Bear?
On the base of the tree.
I still don't see. Oh. You sure it's not a guy in a bear suit? Okay, there's a bear in the sequoia. Stand right here. And he's reaching in there and what's he after? He's digging in the... It's not a very big one. I'd say it's not much bigger than a cub. I'm gonna pause this, get a little closer. Well, that's not a very big bear, so I wonder where Mom is. But he's digging in there. He's after something. You see the stuff that's gathered around the base of the tree there? He's digging for something. Hey Rainey, why don't you go stand next to that bear so I can get a thing of scale? Oh no, this is cool. I wish he wasn't so much in shadow, but I think I'm getting him pretty well. He has to know we're here. He doesn't seem to care. Huh. No, he's not doing much. I want to pause this just a moment because my battery's getting low. The bear knows we're here. He's turned around and looked at us several times. Yep. He's on all fours. He's moving away. He doesn't feel threatened, obviously. I don't know what he was after. But he obviously doesn't feel the least bit threatened. Because he turned around and looked at us and then went back to going after whatever he's doing. Now he's decided, I guess, he's done. Now he's thinking about climbing a tree. Hang on a second. And what's he after? This is all the stuff. This is all the stuff he was digging out. I can't see. Don't tell him what he's after. I'll ask him at the museum. Let's see if I can. Is he still up here? Is he still there? Where is he? Oh, I see him. Now, normally when you see a cub, mom's around. Obviously, mom is not around.
Well, maybe it's a juvenile. Just kind of...
He's right there. I'm going to give him some room. He's just right here beside the trail, eating on something. There he is. He's eating something. Hey, bear! I don't know what he's eating. He's wary, but he's not scared. Probably because he's used to seeing people out here. He's going out in the middle of the meadow there. I'm not going to follow him out there. Leave the guy alone. But that's interesting. Yeah, he's gone out in the grass there. He's obviously not scared. He just seemed to kind of want to avoid people, but not from fear. Hang on just a moment. Now here's a good thing for scale. This is a person that is not 6.5 feet tall. She's 5 feet tall. And look at this. That's a good scale. Better than putting my brother who's 6.5 feet tall in front of the tree. Here's a girl 5 feet tall in front of a tree that's probably 20-something feet wide. I just had to use that since you were standing right there framed perfectly. That's a big tree. Okay, one more monster. Yeah, the bear's out there in the middle of the field somewhere. That's another monster, probably 20 feet.
That's
but
the one that's that double tree that you were filming on the other side.
Yeah, it's actually, well, that may be two different trees because when it gets up there it splits. So is it a big tree that split into two trunks, or is it just two that were growing right next to each other and just kind of welded each other together, you know, and then it splits when it gets up there? But we're nearing the end of this trail for now. We still got to go down and see the General Sherman tree. One thing we didn't get to see is the tunnel log. It's one of these giant redwoods, sequoias, whatever, that fell over a road, and they cut out a tunnel 8 foot tall so you can drive a vehicle through it, but they've got it closed. You can take a shuttle down there, but you can't bring your vehicle down there and drive through it anymore. That's too bad. So we'll probably skip on that because we're kind of running short on time. We still got to do the General Sherman tree. So that's going to be probably our next stop, is the General Sherman tree. Although I'm going to go to the museum and ask them what the heck that bear was after inside that tree. He was definitely digging something out.
Simulates the footprint of that tree, that double tree.
Okay, this tree right there, this giant monster right here, they've traced out its exact footprint. This is what the base looks like. I'm gonna get away from this.
Two individual trees that grew so close together.
Okay, yeah, two individual trees that joined. So, you know, that monster right there, this is an exact representation of it. That is wide. And it's two trees, one tree there, and they just kind of merged as they grew. So, that's cool. So anyway, we're on to, I'm going to go to the museum and ask them what the heck that bear was after in that tree. It was eating. Was it eating the bark? I didn't know they did that. So, you know, we're going to go take a look. Here, find out. What? Here. Okay, well, again, a few more that I haven't showed yet. There's another big one, and this big monster here. So here's a little guy, and here's this, two of them side by side. Giant suckers. Well, that bear was neat. adolescent bear. I kept looking for Mom. I was halfway afraid Mom was going to show up and chase everybody away. I don't see any more big ones, so I'm going to stop this again. We're here at the General Sherman Tree Trail. I don't know how long the trail is to get down to the tree. Of course, there's 18 million tourists here. Wish I'd done this morning at 6 a.m. I probably could have been here by myself. But, oh well. This is my brother. Okay, we're approaching the General Sherman tree. It's down here. There's going to be about 697,000 people standing around it. I really wish now I'd come down here this morning. I could have been here pretty much by myself.
You really want to put that in your video?
Huh? What?
It seems like kind of a crazy thing to complain about and put in your video.
Well, should I put in a video about my brother complaining about me complaining?
Yeah, might as well. We're going to come back.
I wasn't complaining. I was just simply stating that, you know, it'd be kind of nice to be here by yourself instead of, you know, when there's so many people. Well, that's it. We'll do a complete loop of it. That is, I can get this wall out in front of me. That is the world's largest tree. Like this. Of course, you might have to turn your head a little bit. Nah, it's no fun. We're actually still a good 100 feet from it. I think on the other side we'll be a little closer. So that's the world's largest tree. I'm going to start walking around this thing. Not like that's a midget there. Right. And again, most of the tourists stand in one area, so that's cool. Well, that's, unfortunately, you can't go over there, stand next to it. They've got it blocked off. Keep going. Curious. I mean, I don't see it as a complaint, but all the tourists are down on the other side of the tree. Look at this. There's nobody up here. They're all collecting on one side. Anyway, yeah, that's what I know about this tree is it starts out big at the bottom and it stays big. That thing's near vertical. Got my brother taking some video of this on his iBook, like 1020 pixel, a lot better than what I've got here, which I'd like to tack onto this. But that's the world's largest tree, 40 feet wide. So I mean, 40 feet. I wish I could have somebody walk over there, you know, and stand next to it. But maybe they should put like a cardboard cutout of a person over there to kind of get you some, you know, a sense of scale. You know, that one, more than any of the others, it stays almost just perpendicular. I mean, it's just, it hardly tapers, you know? So, I'm gonna keep walking. Yeah, this thing hardly tapers at all. It's 40 feet wide at the base. It's probably still 30 feet wide up there. You have to walk, what was it, 220 feet down a trail to get to this thing. A 220-foot descent. The trail is about 4/10 of a mile long. Well, there you go. World's largest tree. So that's probably it for this video, unless we see something else that we want to add, but it's a good way to end. One last up and down shot of the tallest, or the largest tree in the world. Not the tallest, the most massive. Alright, that's it. Goodbye. One last little add-on. This thing is 36 feet wide, not 40. The General Grant tree is actually 40, but it tapers more than this one does. So the General Grant's wider at the base, but it's not as massive. So this is 36 feet wide. And then give me a little close-up of it here. I can't even, I'm standing 20 feet away from it. There's no way I can get it all in one shot. So that's world's largest tree. And this is the end of this video. Bye.